Hey, welcome back. Day 7 of your Nutrition Makeover Awareness. I probably shouldn't be calling this a challenge because I'm not challenging you to change anything. What I am challenging you to do is be more aware of what you're putting in your body, how you're fueling your Ferrari, or if you're driving your Pinto. So keep that in mind, you guys. So thus far, we have been talking about fruits and vegetables. Now, I want to tell you that that cannot be understated. The value of fruits and vegetables cannot be understated. But today, we're going to switch gears a little bit and start talking about whole grain fiber. So people will say, well, no problem. Whole grain fiber, I eat that all the time. I ask the question, what is fiber? And a lot of people don't know. So fiber is the plant part of food that our bodies can't digest. And it's critically important that we get that for good health. If we want to have good health and maintain a good quality of well-being, we need to get enough fiber in our bodies on a daily basis. And the truth is that about half Americans, 50% of Americans, do not get enough of the daily fiber requirements every single day. So what is fiber? There's two types of fibers. The first is soluble, and that's the stuff that dissolves in water, right? So as you eat it, dissolves, it kind of becomes a liquidy gel type of thing. It's very important because it helps lower blood cholesterol and helps control blood sugar levels. So we want to make sure that you're getting those soluble fiber in your diet on a regular basis. That's going to be things like apples, applesauce, avocados, I think barley, carrots, oatmeal, sweet potatoes, legumes, that kind of stuff. That's really important you get those on a regular basis. All right, the second type of fiber is insoluble fiber, and that's the stuff that doesn't digest, but it's really important because it helps move stuff through your digestive tract and keeps it very healthy, keeps your gut healthy. It also helps make sure that we have regular bowel movements and that we're getting that waste product out of our body on a regular basis. So your gastroenterologist will be very happy if you have insoluble fiber in your diet. Things that are insoluble are going to be a lot of your vegetables, your whole grains, your wheat, your buckwheat, farro, a lot of the whole grains. So we talked about whole grains and then we talked about fiber. Now we want to put the two together. There's a big difference between having fiber in your diet and having whole grain fiber. And when I ask people if they know what a whole grain is, I was shocked at the number of people who don't. Charlie, do you know what whole grain is?
I think so.
He's not telling. How many parts are there to a grain? Do you know?
That is a good question.
So good. So Charlie doesn't know. So this is why we're doing this, to help you guys become more aware of what you're doing. Whole grains are made up of 3 parts. It makes the entire grain kernel, right? You've got the outer layer, you've got the inner layer, and you've got the endosperm. So the inner layer is the germ, and that's where all your really, really important nutrients are. You're going to have your antioxidants, you're going to have your vitamin B's, you're going to have vitamin E's, you're going to have your, what else? We've got iron, we've got zinc, we've got magnesium. Really important things are going to be in the center, so you want to make sure you have those. And then the outer layer, the outer bran layer, is where all of your fiber is. So you want to make sure that you're getting that in your system as well. And it's that filler, that starchy endosperm, that makes up the third part of your fiber, of your whole grain. Sorry, the third part that makes your whole grain. So you have 3 parts. Now, the most important parts are going to be the outer layer and the germ, the inner layer, right? That is what is mostly removed during the milling or refining process. So anytime you have a refined product like a white bread, a cream of wheat, white rice, those have all been refined or milled, and they have removed 75% of those nutrients. So it's really important that you're looking for things that actually say whole grain on them. Big difference. If you take away the whole grain aspect of the fiber, you're missing all those really important nutrients, your antioxidants, your vitamin B's, your vitamin E's, your zinc, your iron, your magnesium. You're missing all those really important, valuable nutrients, and you're getting filler instead. That doesn't seem like a very good trade. So 75% is lost during the milling process. You want to make sure that you're looking for things that have whole grain in front of them. If you read the labels of stuff, you will actually see where it says, this one here, I've got quinoa right here, and it says whole grain organic quinoa. It will tell you, it has to say whole grain, or it has to say whole grain whole wheat. It can't just say whole wheat. It has to say whole grain whole wheat, whole grain buckwheat. So right here, you look at the first ingredient, should be the first listing, ground whole grain buckwheat, right here. It tells you exactly what's in it. That's what you want to be looking for, things that have to state that it is the whole grain being used. A lot of stuff does not contain it. So make sure you guys you want to make that switch, go from your white pasta or your white breads to whole grains. And be careful with your breads. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday. She says, I love me some multi-grain breads. And I do too, but I'm going to tell you, when you start looking at them, the very first ingredient is usually enriched flour. And that's not what we want. All you're getting is filler there, and you're getting no nutrients. Even if people think that they're going to put enriched flour, I mean they're trying to add stuff back in that's been taken out during the milling process, it's not very successful. If it was, everybody would be turning to adding enriched, and it's just cheaper. So that's why people are doing it. So make sure that you guys are looking for things that state whole grain, whole wheat, whole barley in front of it, or as your first list of ingredients. So grains that don't have to have the words whole grain in front of them are because they only use the whole grain. And those are going to be things like your buckwheat, your oatmeal, your popcorn, brown rice, farro, wild rice. We got some wild rice up in front there. Quinoa. Those are the foods that you don't have to have whole grain in front of it because they only use the entire grain as part of the process. Excuse me. So your challenge today, day 7, read your labels. Find out what's in your kitchen. I think you guys will be really surprised. I just went over to Charlie's little basket there and started pulling a few things out. And he's like, that's not for me. That's for somebody else. So read your labels, find out what's in your kitchen, and try at least one new grain this week. So if you're always eating whole wheat, try farro. If you're always eating buckwheat, try quinoa. If you're always eating popcorn, try some oatmeal. You guys, make sure that you're diversifying. Remember, we said be promiscuous with your food. The more you reach out and try different fruits, different vegetables, different grains, the more nutrients you're going to be getting, the better you're going to feel your body, and the more variety. It's going to be a lot more interesting for you. So get promiscuous, get out there, try as much as you can, and expand your horizons. I will tell you that when you're looking at the ingredients here, you want to look for something that has a minimum of 2 grams of fiber per serving. If it doesn't have 2 grams of fiber per serving, don't eat it. So here, not on this buckwheat pancake mix, this is actually very delicious and super easy because we all know that I'm lazy in the kitchen. So, and this is when you get older, you have to hold things out here to read them. So I know for a fact that right here, it's got less total sugars, 1 gram of sugar, it's got 4 grams of dietary fiber, and it tells me right here, whole grain buckwheat flour, the very first ingredient. This is something you guys want to have in your kitchen for breakfast options. So get to it, read your labels, try one new grain this week. Later on, we're going to have some recipes for you to try. So they'll help you out with trying some new grains out. All right, get to it. See you guys back here for day 8. Have a good day.